Hey guys, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing my top newborn essentials. So if you're interested in that, keep watching. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. All right, let's get into it. Theo is now 2 months old, so I have a pretty good grasp on everything that has really worked for us so far. There are so many products that I just thought that I would use that I ended up not really using, and things that I didn't really think that I would use that have just been lifesavers. So I'm gonna go through everything. Basically, all your baby really needs is a safe place to sleep, something to wear, diapers, and love. So none of these things are actually necessary for your baby, but they definitely make your life easier. So just keep that in mind. Every single thing will be linked down below in the bottom bar in case you're interested in it, including all of my jewelry. I'm wearing basically all stuff from SB. The first one is, I think, dependent on your kid, but newborn sized clothing. I did not buy a single item that was newborn sized because I was just convinced I was gonna have like a 10-pound baby. He was born 2 weeks early and I still had an over 8-pound baby, but he is just so skinny, and so he has been a newborn, and yeah, he still is kind of a newborn, kind of now growing out of it. It's like a little bit too long for him, but he still doesn't completely fill it out. But I was scrambling because I had nothing for him to wear. Everything was just giant on him, all of the 0 to 3, and even now the 0 to 3 shorts are just way too big. So he only really fits in like the romper style, like one-piece outfits. So he's wearing either newborn shorts with a 0 to 3 top or a 0 to 3 like romper. So I definitely would have gone back and gotten newborn clothes, especially because I ended up getting gifted a lot of newborn clothes after he was born and people realized they didn't have any. And so I ended up not really buying anything, thinking that he would grow out of them in a few weeks and then be able to wear the cute clothes that I had bought him. But then he didn't grow out of them. And so I never really got to dress him for the first couple of months of his life, which is something that I was so excited for. So I definitely would have gone back and bought some newborn clothes. Next up is a caddy like this. This one has separators in it. As you can see, this one is for bath time. We registered for 1 and somehow we ended up with 4. I have no idea how, but we got a lot of these. So I have one. This one lives in his closet in his room, and it just has all of his bath stuff in it. So it just has like his shampoo, the water thermometer, his body wash, and then some wipes and diapers so that we can change him before we put him in and then have a fresh diaper right when he gets out of the bathtub. So this is what we use the bath one for. I have one that I have for my pumping stuff, and so I have the pump in the big part, and then my flanges, extra bottles, nipple cream, breast pads, all of the stuff. And then we also have one upstairs that we use for changing him at night. So that one has a changing pad, diapers, wipes, diaper rash cream, all the things that we would need to change him. So these have just come in so handy because you're carrying around all these different things and you also have a baby on you. And this I really like because like the one that I use for pumping, I walk around with it quite a bit. I take it upstairs and downstairs. And so that one I can actually just put my water bottle in and it's good to go. These I just think are so handy, and we've just used them so much more than I was expecting, and we actually get use out of all of them, which is insane. The Boppy lounger, I didn't know if we would use it or not. I thought for sure I'd use the Boppy pillow, which I rarely ever use that. Like almost all of my friends have used it for forever, and I don't. And I think the only reason I don't is because I usually nurse him football style, so I hold him on my side. That's just been the easiest way for us to nurse, and so I never hold him across my body. And I think that if I did, the Boppy pillow would have come in so handy, but because of that I don't use it. I have it and it sits there. 99% of the time I don't use it. But the Boppy lounger, we have gotten so much use out of. We'll just set him in it, obviously, like if we're watching him, but if we need to set him down for any reason, he really likes it. He's super calm in it. He enjoys hanging out in it, and it's just has been so handy. So that one I would totally recommend. A lot of times I will nurse him and then I'll pump afterwards, and so I'll just set him on it on the couch next to me so that I can pump and then him and I can still hang out. So that 1000% love it. These washcloths, they are like this particular style. One of my good friends has 3 kids and she told me that I will use these for everything, and she was definitely right. My favorite way to use them so far, although I'm sure I'll have plenty of other ways right now, is we use them in the bathtub, but I will use 2. So I'll take one to wash him with, and then the other one I will put in the bath water and then just put right on top of his little body so that it's warm, and it keeps him warm, it keeps him nice and calm, and he really, really likes it. Otherwise, when the water is off of him, he gets cold and then he's miserable. So covering him up with something that's nice and warm has been such a game changer for bath time. But we love these, and I really like the way that they lather the soap, so you don't have to use a bunch of soap, and I don't know, I love them. I'm getting a lot of use out of them, so that was definitely a good recommendation. Our bassinet I am in love with, which it's not a necessity obviously, but I think especially since I did have a C-section, I really liked it because it sits on a pole, but then you can move the actual bassinet around, so you can move it to be closer to your bedside, and then the one side folds down a little bit so you can get the baby out easier. It was so much easier for me to be able to lean over and put his pacifier back in his mouth, or soothe him, or grab him out of bed, whatever it is, in the middle of the night when I had my C-section, just because I wasn't as mobile. But even now it's so much more convenient because I can kind of like push him back away from the bed, and then in the middle of the night, if he needs something, I can pull him towards the bed and not get up. So I just really like it. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but I don't even care. We also did get the newborn insert for it because he was teeny tiny. Anyway, I highly, highly recommend that bassinet. And one of the features that it has that we really like is it vibrates. It doesn't have to, but you can have it vibrate. I think it can also play music or something like that, which we don't have it do that, but we do have it vibrate, and it turns off after 30 minutes, which is incredible. And it's battery operated, so you don't have extra plugs or cords or anything to trip over. The Halo sleep sacks also are a favorite, and these are a favorite because we just think that these are the easiest ones to deal with. So they zip down the front, and they have a 2-way zipper, so you put them in, you can zip the first zipper up and it stays zipped, and then when you have to go change him in the middle of the night, you can just zip the second zipper up and then pull his legs out of here and then change his diaper, put his legs back in, and call it a day. You don't have to take this swaddle completely off, so the top part of his body stays swaddled all night, which is really nice, and it doesn't wake him up. And it is one of the ones that velcros, so it's basically like this little vest, and then it velcros around, and that has just worked really, really well for us. He absolutely loves it. As soon as he's in it, he's nice and calm and wants to go to sleep. So highly, highly recommend these. They come in a bunch of different colors, patterns, sizes, and they have different kinds of fabric. They have like the cotton ones, which are these. We have a fleece one, which would be really good if you have a baby in the winter time, depending on where you live. But yeah, this is definitely our favorite swaddle. This is the Sully wrap. And when I first tried it, I was kind of unsure about it, but then I tried it again and now I love it. So I also have the baby Bjourn wrap, which I really like that one too. That's more structured and has like clips and snaps and everything to keep him in place. But I've noticed that if I'm just working around the house and stuff, this one kind of keeps him a little bit more snug and keeps his head against me. And I like that one if I'm trying to like get stuff done. But if I'm out and about with him, I would rather have the baby Bjourn one, solely because it just feels a little bit more secure, I guess, like carrying him long distances. But this one I really like. It comes with just like this little pocket, and then the wrap is just inside, and it literally just looks just like this, like a piece of fabric that goes on and on and on. And it does seem difficult when you first try it. I just watched a YouTube video to figure out the tutorial of it, but it's actually super easy once you figure it out and you do it a couple of times. There was definitely a margin of error, but once I figured it out, now I don't have to watch the tutorial and I can just do it. And he loves it. It keeps him nice up against me. I really like it because then I can get stuff done during the day, but then also be cuddling with him because I always want to be around him. So this has just been something that we both really, really like. I also, one more thing is, because I did have a C-section, I feel like my midsection is like the weakest ever, and the baby Bjourn wrap I notice hurts my back, but this one doesn't. I think just because the fabric sits, I mean, it's pretty wide fabric and it sits against your back, so the weight is more evenly distributed, and it's just easier on me to carry him in this for longer periods of time than it is in the baby Bjourn one. Okay, speaking of baby Bjourn, I've got to talk about the bouncer because it is incredible. We have gotten so much use out of it. We couldn't use it for the first couple of weeks because he was just way too tiny, but now we use it on a daily basis. He loves sitting in it. It has a few different height adjustments so he can lay down more or sit up more, and he just loves to be kind of bounced in it. He will fall asleep in it if you keep bouncing him, and it's just a really great place to set him down and be able to do something. I've also heard really great things about it, that when they get just a little bit bigger, they know that if they kick their feet, it causes them to bounce, which helps them learn like the cause and effect. So yeah, I feel really good about it. I think that he will be in it for quite a while, which is really nice. It's one of those products that I feel like we're actually getting our money out of because we use it so often and he really loves it. A sound machine is a must-have. So this one is our Stroller sound machine, but we actually keep it inside on his crib in his nursery, just because right now he's sleeping upstairs, and we do have the Hatch sound machine, and that one we use at night, but that one plugs into the wall, and so we wanted to be able to use it all night upstairs and not have to like unplug it and bring it downstairs for naps. So for naps, we're just using this one, but this one is a Stroller, like a portable one, and it just disconnects and you can put it around something on the stroller. And then there's a few different settings on it. These are just, it's incredible how much better he sleeps with this than without it. And this one is just rechargeable. It has a little cord on here, and it works really well because for naps they're shorter than sleeping at night, and so it works for like 2 weeks for his naps without having to recharge it. And you can turn the sound up or sound down. It's just really good, and it's really good if we're in public and want him to be able to sleep like in his stroller or something. So highly recommend a sound machine. This one and the Hatch are amazing. The Hatch also lights up. There's different sounds, different colors. That one is great, and we will bring it down as soon as he moves into his nursery. That one will go downstairs and he will have that on a daily basis too. One of our most used items is burp cloths. We go through multiple burp cloths every single day. For the first few weeks we didn't really go through any, and now it's like all the time we are using a million burp cloths. So definitely having those on hand is important. I'm constantly doing laundry, making sure that we have enough on hand, and anywhere we go. I didn't even bring one in my diaper bag at first, and now I always have at least 2, sometimes 3 of them in my diaper bag. So burp cloths are essential, and you want to get the ones that are actually absorbent. I actually have some that my mom made for my sister, and my sister handed them down to me, so I can't link those ones obviously because they were handmade, but I will link some of them down below. But you want some that are absorbent but still soft. Some of them, we have a couple that are store-bought ones, and some of them are just not great and we hate using them, so I will link some good ones down below. Our playmat is another thing that we get so much use out of. One, I think that it's really aesthetically pleasing, which is nice since we have a very small space. Like, we have a small amount of workable, usable space in the living room on the floor, and so we don't want just like a bunch of ugly toys sitting out. I know that's inevitable. Moms are probably laughing at me everywhere for even saying that, but yeah, that one, I just think that it's really pretty, and he gets so much out of it. Every single side of it has something else to entertain him. There's different things that can hang from it. There's attachments for it. There's clips on it so you can hang like contrast photos. It's just, there's so many good things about it, and I just think that it's teaching him so much. He really enjoys it, and it's really easy for us to do tummy time on there and also just give him some time playing on his back. So yeah, if you can't tell, I'm obsessed with our playmat, and I will link, we just added another attachment to it. I will link that attachment as well. Next is a stroller. Our stroller, I love our stroller because I think it is so beautiful, but it does not break the bank. It's from a company on Amazon, and honestly, I looked at a bunch of different strollers. All of the ones that I wanted were like the top of the line, super expensive ones, but I found this company, and this one I think looks beautiful. It comes with the bassinet and then also the actual seat attachment, so you have both, and it also comes with a rain cover, a cup holder, just like a foot warmer thing for the winter time. It comes with so many different things that we have just been using it like crazy. We've been going on family walks and I've been going on walks with him. It's a really easy way to get outside with him, which I really like. And then also if he falls asleep in the bassinet, we can just unclip it from the stroller and then carry the bassinet in and he can stay sleeping, which is really nice. And yeah, I think it's beautiful, it's functional, and it's affordable. So I think it's just like a win all the way around, and I have nothing but amazing things to say about it. So if you're in the market for a stroller but you don't want to buy like the insanely expensive ones but still want it to look cute, ours is for you. If you are pumping, something that has made my life so much easier is to get an extra set of parts. So I have an extra flange, the extra backflow preventer, I think it's called. I got more bottles, so we're not putting the milk into bags all the time. I put them into bottles with caps on them, and then at the end of the day I can measure out how much he'll need, and then everything else I can just put into bags and freeze. But I just think that it's been so much easier for us to have extra parts and not have to worry about cleaning them all the time, every single time. We kind of have a little bit more of a break between cleaning because we do have an extra set of everything. So that is something that was not super expensive, but it has been such a game changer for us. And then the last two things are clothing items, I guess. One of them is just onesies. We are having him sleep in just a long sleeve onesie, not one with legs, the ones that snap at the crotch. I had so many people tell me that the zip up Footie Pajamas were the best ones ever, and that's my other clothing item. I think they're so great. You have to get the ones with the two-way zip, so the ones that zip from the feet up so that you can again take their legs out, change their diaper, and not worry about it. So those I absolutely love. He lounges in those a lot during the day, but the long sleeve onesies that snap at the crotch, or even short sleeve depending on where you live, is what he wears to bed so that his legs are free. We've noticed that if you take his legs out of the swaddle and then also undo the zipper and try and get his legs out, all of that material up, and change his diaper, it is just a disaster. And so we have decided that it's way easier for his legs to be free and for us to change his diaper that way at night. So at night he wears a long sleeve onesie that snaps, and during the day or any other time that he's lounging, or once he's not swaddled anymore, he will wear the onesies that zip from the bottom. Those ones are definitely the way to go. Alrighty guys, those are all of my newborn essentials. I hope that this video was helpful for you. If you are a new mom or you're pregnant, leave your essentials. If you are a seasoned mom at this point, leave your newborn essentials down in the comments. I would love to see what you guys have been using a ton or what you recommend new moms buy. I always think that it's interesting to see what other people use, what other people don't use. I know that it depends person by person and baby by baby, but I would love to know what your guys' recommendations are down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.